Well, here we are, folks. As you see in the background there, we've got the outside drum pretty much burned out, and that fire is burned down in the drum. We did get the door on, and we're burning this one down. I don't know if you can see it in the very bottom. There's a little bit of paint left. Let's see, right down here we're trying to burn out. We're going to burn this thing down, because you got to remember the outside of the smaller drum is the inside of the larger one, and that's where the air is that will be going into the house. So we want to make sure they're clean. They cool down tomorrow morning. We're going to take a wire brush on a power wheel and take to them and get it down to bare metal. And we're going to show you putting this door back in. We got to put caulk on it and seal it up. Might light a fire up between the two and see how it's going to do. Okay, this is the next morning. As you can see, after this fire went out, paint's pretty much burned off except that outer ring. So we'll have to take a propane torch to it, burn the rest of that paint off so it doesn't stink later on. And the outside drum, I have gone ahead and taken a power wire brush to it and grind it all off. And we're going to paint it black, put the legs back on, and mark it where the inlet and outlet go for the heat ducts. And we'll take this one here all apart and knock all the paint and ashes off and get it all painted on the outside. And we'll bring you back up to date when we get all this kind of good stuff done. Okay, if I can get this thing close enough for you to see, you can see how we've applied the furnace cement to the legs, and we're bolting it up. Even though this is not in the fire part of the drum, we're trying to get everything as airtight and whatnot as we can. And let me go ahead and show you the inside of it. This is the inside of the drum. This is the front two supports that will hold the drum, and in the back is the back two. These are 1.5 inch square, just square tubing with a hole drilled in it. You can see right there, it's got the bolt runs down through the leg, and it will just support that drum, holding up on the bottom of it. What I've done is take the furnace cement and buttered up the back side of the door for the firebox. I've got it all buttered up real good, and then I have taken and after the burn, wire brushed the whole top of it down. This is the cutout for the fire door, and we're going to set the two on there and bolt them up, and you'll see how the fire cement will come squishing out to make sure everything's sealed good and tight. Let me get that done and I'll bring you back. Well, there you can see it. We got it tightened down. We got the furnace cement squishing out all the way around. Make sure that thing stays in there good and tight. Even though this stove door and everything else is not really airtight, we're trying to get this thing as tight as we possibly can, just to try to control it down. When we get ready to fire this thing up, what we'll do is I'll show you, we'll put a layer of sand down the bottom and put a thin layer of bricks over, trying to retain some heat in there. We're gonna go to the heat ducts now and cut holes and put it where the heat ducts will be for the external drum. Okay, we've got the outside barrel done. This is the inside. This will be the fire barrel. We have then taken the furnace cement, painted all along all the tabs and the bolts. We did take all the screws out and put them from the inside out, so they'll be poking towards the two drums. We've completely sealed up everything we possibly can. This is just for air leaks, because all the fire will be inside that barrel, and we'll show you the rest. Well, welcome back to base camp, Western North Carolina. We've got this stove put back together. We've been burning it off, and I've yet to decide exactly where to put the heat ducts in return to in pipe and the out pipe. So we have a thermal laser gun, and I've been shooting right here just in front of the pipe for the out one, and it is running right around 560 degrees at that end of the stove. And then if you shoot down underneath here, and we don't have the fire bricks in there yet or anything, it is running right at 260 degrees. So we've got about a 250 degree temperature difference. This is just sitting here. We'll be headed to base camp this week. All along this whole pipe is yet to be sealed because of course we have to move it. That has to be sealed up yet. And we have to put these in and out pipes. We do have a little fan to go in this thing. And here it is. We're going to put this into ductwork. It moves 105 cubic feet of air a minute. It's not a great big fan. We're going to try this to see how it works. We're going to probably be running 6-inch ductwork to and from, down to the stove and then back up to the trailer. So we're going to see how all this works. We're going to finish burning this thing out. We don't have a great big roaring fire in there or anything by any means, but it'll be curious to see when we get it up there. Put the fire bricks all along the bottom to keep the barrel from burning out so fast. Try to retain some heat, keep the fire a little bit longer overnight, and see just how hot this thing will actually get the greenhouse. I mean, the side of the barrel right here on the side is at 350 degrees. So once we start blowing air through it though, we'll have to see just how fast we cool it down. But it will have about 70-degree air coming into it from the trailer, and at this rate it could be 200 degrees on the way back out. So it'll be curious to see. This week hopefully we'll get part of it setting up there, and we'll get some pictures of it in the greenhouse, and maybe a little bit of film on the air going into it and what it is coming out. It'll be interesting to see. So come back, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, share it. Let me get out there on the web a little bit. Thank you for watching. Bye.